Today we're here outside my Cymbidium orchid house, and I'm showing you how I set up to do our Cymbidium repotting, uppotting, downsizing, whatever it might be. Because I have a few hundred to do, I set up a bench outside in the nice sun and get everything organised. First of all, what I do have is a good selection of pots, all different sizes, because until I take it out of the pot I never know whether the orchid needs dividing, go upsized or maybe downsized if it's had a problem and gone a little bit backwards. All these pots are soaked in a 200 litre drum for 24 hours in a mixture of bleach and washing detergent, and then scrubbed out so they're all nice and clean. I do recycle all my pots and give them a good clean first. Next we have our potting mix, and as you can see I make up a good size amount. I start with our basic potting mix which our Orchid Society makes up, and that consists of bark, composted bark, quartz gravel and tree fern fronds mulched up. Now to that I add some coarser composted bark for a bit more drainage, these fellas here, and horticultural charcoal. Now this horticultural charcoal I make myself, very easy to make, crunch it up nice and easy, and it's an important ingredient in all the potting mixes I use. And just to top off the mix, I apply several handfuls of dolomite lime. That'll stop the mix from souring up as quick as it tends to age, and it can't hurt the orchids either. So that's where we're ready to do all the potting up. Round to our bench. Okay, here we've got all the goodies that I use when doing repotting. So we'll go from, first of all, to stop cross-contamination. You need your pair of disposable gloves for each plant, or some hand gel. Just day and age, there's plenty of sanitizers around which are good quality, so you can use the hand sanitizers between each plant. Then we have our mixture of sanitizer for our tools. Now I use this triclinium product, which is very, very good. I've had a industrial chemist tell me it's quite appropriate for killing all bugs, so I use that. And in that we have a selection of secateurs. Usually have 3 or 4 or 5 pairs, all different sizes, shapes, so I can keep rotating which ones I use. I also have some little aluminium, I suppose you'd call them spikes, stakes, skewers, whatever. I've made up myself out of aluminium wire, and I use that to get some of the difficult mix from out between the roots if need be. And again, they'll sanitize quite well because they are aluminium, and also I've taken the sharp points off those, so when I'm poking around I don't damage the roots too much. And last but not least, I have a couple of good size knives, and these are both serrated, and when it comes to cutting through orchid roots and mix, serrated makes the job a lot easier. So we'll put them back in there. We have our knocker offer, as I call him, very essential for Cymbidium orchids because you're going to get a lot that are tied in the pot, and you need a bit of gentle persuasion sometimes. You may wonder why I've got the pest spray here. Be surprised how many times you get a big collection of Cymbidiums, you'll find an ant's nest in one. when you're taking it out of the pot. So having some spray there to kill the ants so they don't spread anywhere else is essential. We have a selection of labels. I've got some bigger fellas, I've got some smaller ones, and I always have a couple of pencils in case one gets blunted. Sandwich bags. What have I got them for? Well, I keep some of the better back bulbs off some of the better orchids, and I slip them into my sandwich bag with a label so I don't get them mixed up, and later on I put them in a bit of sphagnum moss or something. Now, lastly, once we've got our orchid potted up, we've got some osmoform. Osmoform is a scientifically designed fertiliser product which has about a 30-day work rate. So put a little bit of that on and they're going to get that extra boost for the initial month or so when you first pot them up. And then to that we've got the good Osmocote type pellets. These have a high grade and they're 12 months release, slow release. So they're going to work for a good year before I have to put any more on them again. So a few of those and a few Osmocote type pellets and a few of the Osmoform, and they're all ready to go for next time. And last but not least, our newspaper. Put down a sheet of newspaper. Each time we do a different plant, different sheet of newspaper. Can't cross-contaminate on the table area then. Now we're ready to go. Oh, no we haven't. I forgot important thing for you people who like to recycle a little bit. I have a bin here which all the solid waste goes in, the bulbs, the roots, the leaves I take off, and that goes into the compost heap. And then all the old potting mix, like in here, that'll go into my garden to rejuvenate my garden. And I have a chook yard, so I throw it in there and the chooks spread it around and fertilise it as well, so it becomes a good product to grow in as well. Okay, we're now ready to pot.